Good morning. Good morning. Oh, let's see if that first loaf of bread is done. Yes, I've after I'm trying to bake some bread real quick this morning. They um come on. Thank you. Um After my infusion yesterday, I got feeling poorly. So I didn't bake anything yesterday. So this morning I decided I would try to bake bread this morning and see how this turns out. If it turns out decent, I'll take it in and give it to the nurse today. If it don't turn out decent, then I will bake bread later on. And when I'm not trying to be rushed about it, and go from there. And then just take it up and give it to her. Now, if today's my last visit with her, then that'll just have to be something that I do later on. Oh, but yeah, okay. Where's my other hot pad? There it is. Let's see if I can turn this out of the mold. It turned out nice. Okay. I need to put it back in for just a little bit to brown the sides and the bottom. The top is nicely browned. Sides and bottom need browned. Give it 6 more minutes. And we'll see how that turns out. The house smells good though. Baking bread. Fresh baked bread definitely makes the house smell good. I'm just sort of looking through since I was baking bread this morning, trying to get that done, I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and look at things on the internet to see what's going on, separating fact from fiction. Like one of the first things I saw when I got up this morning was Disney's removing all American flags from their theme parks, putting up BLM and gay pride flags instead, going to rotate out those. Like, what the hell? I mean, even Disney in Florida is not that stupid. And what it is that's an old video from 2023, back when DeSantis and Disney were going at it. Remember the Don't Say Gay bill? God, what a mess that was. But anyway, Disney, their rumors were being flown around that Disney was going to fly gay pride flags at Disney here in Florida just to piss off DeSantis. Just their little thumb in the eye at him. And even then, that was a fake news article back then. People, when you see things, and I think I've mentioned this before where I've been caught up on it. When you see things that are there, research it. Don't take somebody's opinion or anything you see on the internet as being 100% factual. Look it up yourself first. A quick Google or Bing search, Yahoo search, whatever search engine you use it before you go flying off the handle, especially on the internet. That way you don't look like a complete idiot. Where am I getting some background noise from? That's interesting. almost sounded like it was coming from my phone, but I don't even have anything on. I didn't have anything turned on my phone yet. Okay, now I've got the stream up. And obviously, it looks like I am here by. Oh, I know. I forgot to invite Ramen. Okay. I forgot to put up the invites. There we go. So. What the? Oh, that's. There it is. Okay. I swear. Some things just. Oh, NPR is suing Trump over his executive order to cut federal funding to a public media outlet, alleging his efforts violate the Constitution. Where in the Constitution does it say NPR gets federal funds? I'm going to be interested in seeing where this article goes. Come on, CNN, open up. Here we go. NPR has filed a First Amendment lawsuit against Trump, saying the attempt to defund NPR is a clear violation of the Constitution. Several NPR member stations from Colorado, of course, Colorado, joined the national network in filing the suit, highlighting local impacts of taxpayer-funded media. Excuse me. First Amendment. Okay. The First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. All right. Or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. Abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people to peaceably assemble and petition. Okay. So where exactly does NPR get the idea that not funding it with taxpayer dollars is a violation of the First Amendment? The express will, it says Trump maneuvers against NPR violate both the express will of Congress and the First Amendment's guarantees of freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom of association. How? How is, I mean, you've got the right to say what you want to say. You just don't have the right to have the government fund it. You got the right to be a news. I mean, I'm the press. Right now, I'm the press because I'm reporting. The government's not paying me. Monkey is the press. Nobody's paying him. And the freedom of association. I'm going to be interested to see how government dollars, how the withdrawal of government dollars, taxpayer dollars, how taxpayer dollars is the only thing I see that's possible is the express will of Congress because it was written into a bill. What? Oh, man, I am getting all kinds of strange noises. Moreover, it threatens the existence of public radio system that millions of Americans across the country rely on for vital news and information. Bull. Well, hey, if they rely on it, let them pay for it. Let them subscribe to it. If they can't get internet, if they can't get their news any other way, let them subscribe to public radio. That truly would be public radio because it's the public subscribing to it and keeping it functional. Trump targeted both NPR and its television counterpart PBS in an executive order on May 1st. The president accused the public media outfits of bias and said the corporation for public broadcasting must stop funding them. Okay, I mean, the NPR and PBS are both extremely biased. I mean, there's no way you can argue that they're not left wing. You simply can't argue that's not the way it is. But the funds for public radio and TV have been allocated by Congress for decades, so most recently in a bill that Trump signed into law earlier this spring. Okay, now there is that catch. Now, if this next bill signed by Congress removes that funding, then NPR ain't got a leg to stand on. But they do have a light leg here. They do have a leg here. Furthermore, CPB is short. CPB, for short, is a private nonprofit corporation. Private nonprofit. Private, not public, private. That's set up to be free of presidential interference. The president's not interfering with what you guys say. You can still say whatever you want to say. He's just saying taxpayer dollars don't need to fund you to do it. You can find funding elsewhere. CPB has filed its own lawsuit against the president's attempt to fire 3 of his board directors. PBS has been preparing to take legal action, but has yet filed suit. Each year, CPB disperses $535 million in taxpayer funds to public radio and TV stations nationwide and to producers of education and cultural programming. That $535 million sure look better sitting in the going against the $36 trillion national debt. Stations, in turn, provide free and universal access to news, emergency alerts, and a wide array of programming. Wide array of liberal programming. Liberal news. And as far as emergency alerts, all radio and television stations are required by law to carry emergency alerts. In Trump's first term, he repeatedly tried to strip all funding from PBS and NPR, but Congress allocated the funds anyway. In Trump's second term, he's trying new ways to shut down public broadcasters while charging that the network spread radical, woke propaganda disguised as news. And that's true. That is true. There's not if you want to come and say PBS is non-biased, come at me. I will put you on the stream and we will have a discussion. You come at me. All right. We'll set up a time. It'll have to be in the morning and a day for the stream. And I will be more than glad to come at you and prove the liberal bias at NPR and PBS. And it won't be hard on me. It won't be that difficult for me. Because remember, we've got people that work there that admit it. A man lost his job because he came out about it. Theodore Boutros, one of the attorneys representing NPR in the suit, said Tuesday that the listeners were the ultimate victims of Trump's actions. By seeking to halt the federal funding for NPR, the executive order harms not only NPR and its member stations, but also tens of millions of Americans across the country who rely on them for news and cultural programming and vital emergency information. Like I said, all networks are required to carry vital emergency net information. All of them. It's required by law as part of their FCC licenses. All right. So, come on, Mr. Boutros. All right. So, I guess that's the end of that article. Let's see what the 4 comments are. If federal funds are removed, they still have freedom of speech of the press and especially association. They'll rely on other funding to express those guarantees. I've never agreed to federal funding public anything. It reeks of communism. Okay, I get. Our president's on a rampage to cut funding on anything and everything that smacks of education and knowledge. Bullshit. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. No institution with the begging bowl in hand can succeed by suing the president while dependent on taxpayer funds. Where are they getting the money to file these lawsuits and hire these lawyers? Let's see here. Oh, what percentage of CBP funds? Okay, here goes. Where does CBP get its funding? Let's take a look at this. Okay. Approximately 15% of public television and 10% of radio broadcasting funding comes from federal appropriations that CBP distributes. And the Corporation for Public Broadcasting primarily receives its funding through federal appropriations. Approximately 15% of public television and 10% of radio funding comes from federal appropriation. That doesn't make good sense. If 25% of your funding comes from the government, then that's not your primary funding, because you're getting 75% of your funding from other places. So that doesn't make good sense. All right. I mean, okay. Well, maybe because 25% and the rest of it is, the other 75% is all made up of smaller donations and crap, then maybe. Okay, I can see that. Hey, morning, Shio. That must have hurt. I hope it didn't burn itself in making you that breakfast. Well, I tell you, hey, morning ramen. I tell you, if PBS, and I mean, uh, PBS lost Sesame Street years ago. Uh, and now Sesame Street's gone to Netflix, I believe. And that is the biggest. Remember, you're trying to kill Big Bird. You're trying to kill Big Bird. Big Bird is still alive. Big, okay, Sesame Street. And yeah, Sesame Street went to Netflix after losing. Uh, let's see. After losing federal grant money, Sesame Street finds a new home on Netflix. Yay! And if you want to support Sesame Street, you can buy it on Netflix. Well, the 6 days ago, it moved over. It was announced that it's moving to Netflix. So, but I mean, they're gone. I mean, that was that was the big drawback in the day. That Sesame Street needed to be saved. So, uh, I'm not worried. We should never have been funding NPR to start with. Let's see, 1967, I think. Yeah, 1967 is when the Corporation for Public Broadcasting was created. Well, now with the internet and nearly every house having and satellite televisions, if you don't have wired cable to your house, you got satellite. Just ask Monkey. I mean, Monkey doesn't even have wired uh, internet to his house, and he still manages to stream. So there's no need for PBS anymore. There's no need for public funding of PBS. There's no need for public funding of NPR. Not when they are so biased, it's not funny. A SWAT sticker? All right, Shio, if that's a joke, I'm not getting it. And if it's not a joke, you gotta be kidding me. I dropped Netflix years ago. The wife had me get it back once for she binged one series they had on there, and as soon as the series is over with, we dropped it again. Yeah, you're right. It would be hard to say what she does for a living there, Geo. Your sister's name wouldn't be Sally, would it? Okay, let's see here. Now this goes Geo or Shio. I don't know why I said Geo. Shio, this is right up your alley. Okay. I don't know what she ate for lunch, but it was dangerous. Hey, morning, Digi. Like I said, I don't know what she ate for lunch, but good Lord, don't ever let her aim that butt at me. Oh, here's a piece of news that we did. I just found this morning when I was looking up another article. A Democrat judge indicted for voter fraud in Texas. This is from earlier this month, May 8th. Democrat judge and 5 other individuals were indicted for voter fraud. Judge Rochelle Lorenzo Camachero, an elected Democrat judge in Frio County, Texas, was charged with 3 counts of vote harvesting during her 2022 primary campaign. The county trustee, the judge's sister, and the election administrator, two Pearsall, Texas council members, and an additional woman were also indicted. The election administrator was indicted. The charges stem from a multi-year investigation launched in 2022 after Camachero's opponent in the Democratic runoff, Mary Moore, filed a complaint. Moore accused Camachero of hiring longtime Democrat operative to gather mail ballots, complete applications, and even drive voters to polling stations. She allegedly paid them between $1,500 and $2,500. She allegedly targeted elderly voters. One of the partners in the scheme concealed ballots under her shirt and used multiple vehicles to avoid detection. Well, she won by 72 votes out of 322 votes cast. Now, this is, this is one of the reasons why vote harvesting should be illegal in every state. Because what you're doing is, you're sending people out and to harvest, to gather up people's ballots that can't make it to the ballot box in time to drop them off to vote, supposedly. Well, the problem is these people, and there's plenty of videos. Project Veritas, when it was when Keith O'Keefe was still there, had videos of them actually filling out the ballots for the people and guiding their hands while they were signing them. That's not the way ballots are supposed to be cast. But so, yeah, but that's not the let's see here, a third-degree felony carrying a sentence up to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Yeehaw. That's going to jail for a day or two. The one article I wanted to show here, though, and I've come across that while looking up this other one, another Texas judge. Your wife paid off our house and cars with OnlyFans account. She's going to freak out when she finds out she's only got an OnlyFans account. Oh, yeah. One of the skits going around now on YouTube Shorts are date skits, and these date skits are fun to watch. They lose all credibility, though, when it's the same 2 or 3 people in them. And, you and especially if you're watching them back to back to back, all right, that guy, And besides that, who in the hell records their dates? Who actually records their dates and then uploads the dates when they go upload the video when the dates go wrong? Well, right now, one of the popular things to do is, let's see, one video was a woman wanting on a first date. Guy pulls up to pick her up, and the woman goes out and asks him for $750 so she can pay her rent the next morning. And she promises she's going to pay him back the next day or in 2 weeks when she gets paid. And of course, he goes, no, I don't think so. Jumps in his car and takes off. Or the same woman on a first date is asking why, hey, where's my $100 deposit? And the guy's like, what do you mean $100 deposit? Well, yeah, you want my time for tonight. It's $100 deposit before we even leave. Excuse me? Well, yeah, that way I know that, it's going to be worth my time to go out with you. He does a smart thing and leaves. Or the woman at the restaurant, they're sitting there and she orders enough food for 5 people. And he's sitting there going, what the hell? She goes, well, I got to have some food for my kids and eat tomorrow for dinner. And, smart guy, he gets up and leaves. And it sounds like the same woman in all these videos. And she just rotates out the men. But the problem is I can actually see this crap happening with a lot of the women today. I show my wife some of these videos because she didn't believe me either. She did not believe me when I told her what some of these videos are like. And of course, I told her that they were all skits. And she sat there and she goes, I know a woman like that. I work with a woman like that. Or another skit come up, I work with a woman like that. Another skit pops up. I work with 2 women who are like that. They're always, single women who can't get dates or can't get a man. So, yeah, that's, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier about the Disney flags. What is going on at my driveway, please, and thank you. Oh, I got a FedEx truck pulled up to my house. Cool. That means something the wife. I haven't ordered anything in a while, so that means it's something the wife ordered has been delivered. She'll like that. After the stream, I'll go grab it, see what it is. I won't see what it is. I'll just put it on the end of the couch for the wife. I do not open up the wife's mail. Usually when the wife gets packages in, it's usually something for her job. She's ordered stuff for her job, either toys or books. When I get stuff in, it's usually something for the house or for me to cook with. She's really gotten happy, though, with my ice cream making. The other night I made she's really partial to Reese's cups. So I made up made some ice cream and bought the Reese miniatures, and I chopped them up real fine and added them into the ice cream. And she got that peanut butter and chocolate taste all through her ice cream. She's really happy about that. Then I made myself my typical banana ice cream. Just ice cream, chopped up a couple of bananas, added into it, and banana flavored Nestle Quick. And boom. I got some powdered strawberries that I'll add to the strawberry ice cream for. That works out well. It does. And thing about it is the thing of ice cream makes 4 cups using it make 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of heavy cream, and it makes 4 cups of ice cream. Figure that out. But it does. Put it in the freezer, let it firm up for a couple of hours. You got pretty good tasting ice cream. You know exactly what's in it. And it melts fast. So it doesn't have any of the preservatives, the gum that they add to ice cream now to keep it from melting so quickly. You've seen those ads or the videos where people put a ice cream sandwich on their counter and leave it there overnight, and the next morning it's not melted. That's good. The ice cream there has got a gum additive to it, and that prevents the ice cream from melting. So it just gets really soft and nasty. Yeah, I wonder what we get. I don't worry about it as long as it's got her name on it. Now, I do have a pressure washing wand coming in from Home Depot. They didn't have it in the store, so I had to order it online. So, but I need to start. My son, for some reason, yeah, Dad, I'll bring over my pressure washer that I got and let you have it so you can pressure wash what you need to get done around the house. He's been saying that for over a year now. So I just went ahead and ordered my own. What the hey? It's not as good as the one he's got, but it'll work. All right, but anyway, let's go to another Texas judge. And this is really weird here what this judge does. Oh crap, wrong one. There we go. That's the one I wanted to share. Okay, and now we'll look. Okay, now this is the county commissioners, but the woman is also but the woman that we're going to be talking about, Judge Lena Hilago. She's got it. Well, we'll just go ahead and. Whoa, what happened here? Why did my phone shut off? Okay. She wants the taxpayers of the county to pay for her and her staff, including security, to go to Paris, France for a week.
The voters have placed their trust in you.
Oh, what the hey?
With Miller Mock College's online programs, you can learn here, or even here.
To manage their hard-earned money wisely. And it's your responsibility to ensure that every dollar is spent effectively. State law requires essential expenditures, maintaining roads and parks, ensuring public safety, funding prisons, but with the county facing a $140 million budget deficit, every
$140 million deficit. You know, they're in the red, $140 million.
Expense demands careful scrutiny. When finances are sinking, splurging on a $23,000 trip to France isn't the life raft you need. A frivolous trip should be the absolute last priority. This situation is like reasoning with a child determined to max out their credit cards for a getaway they can't afford. This proposal is as financially reckless as buying a yacht while drowning in debt. It's nothing more than a disappearing act for taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Now, this woman that just got done speaking, she's a member of the Republican Party of the county. And so that sort of tells me maybe possibly that the woman wanting to go to this judge is a Democrat. Just sort of leads me to believe that.
Thank you. My minute's up.
Thank you so much. And I would be curious to see my colleagues' budget line items.
Now, this is the judge. This is her up here talking right now. The one that wants to go to France.
I don't know if, they'll even produce those, but to see if there's anything there that you'd find frivolous.
Well, if you end up going, there's a group of us that are willing to tag along.
Thank you so much. And again, that's why there were security concerns, and I don't appreciate my colleagues leaking this despite my security staff asking them not to do that.
Get this. To understand what that's, when she initially drew up this request, she requested it be kept a secret. She didn't want anybody to know that she was going to be going to France with this money. So she got her security staff to say it was needed a security, it's for security reasons, as to why nobody can know. Not the public couldn't know where she was spending that money. Because it would put her safety at risk for the public to know she's going to France. And now that the public knows, you see, look at what the response I'm getting. This is why we needed to keep it a secret. Then people, they don't want that. You see, they're even saying that they'll go along with me. That's why we needed to keep it a secret.
Okay, and next is item 130, which
for line item 26.
Line item 26. Again, it's an international trade mission. The travel was already included in my office approved fiscal year 2025 budget. Trade missions have been important in our region for some time. We are focused on promoting trade within our region, as well as discussing best practices in terms of major events. And these are funds to pay for staff to join me. They would not be able to come otherwise because they'd have to take vacation time.
It's not just me that has to go. I've got to have my staff to go with me. And we need to approve it so that my staff doesn't have to burn up their vacation time to go on vacation to go on this trade junket to Paris, France. Because it's only in Paris, France that we can get some businesses to come here to Harris County, Texas.
In the past, these kinds of requests have been approved without issue. So that's my motion. I've taken out my pay. If you don't approve this, I can't even bring security detail, even though the leaks about where I'm going already got people to say they're going to come. So I just, do what you do. I just want to make sure the public knows what's happening.
This is the last item, right?
See, you guys leaked out where I'm going, and now people found out, and now they're mad at me, and they don't want me to go to Paris. All because you leaked out where I was going. I told you to keep it a secret, and somebody didn't. Oh, I wonder, now I doubt if she has any lineage ties to Paris, France. But I wonder if she got this idea of going to France from like the mayor of Los Angeles going to Africa and all these other county executives across the country that, you know, using taxpayer dollars to go overseas. And a lot of them ended up going to Africa. I can't remember which country it is now, but one of them was having a push. Basically, any American that flew over there, any Black American that flew over there, they'd issue them a dual, make them a citizen and issue them a dual passport. So they could have two passports, dual citizenship in the motherland.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, except
second
for
it.
resolutions. Except
I'll
for
second.
resolutions. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, motion fails.
32.
Okay, so let's
32.
2 to 3.
let's move to resolutions.
3 to 2, 2 to 3.
Okay,
What's the
so
difference?
the resolution is, you know what? Let me make another motion here because I'm really concerned about my security detail. So I would like to make a motion to approve international travel to Paris, France for 2 staff members. I needed 4 to include staff and detail from the county judge's office for $11,650 from June 8th through 15th, 2025. My caveat is that this court approved last year in May international travel for the HECTRA director at a cost of $13,000 for 1 employee. This request cost $1,350 less than HECTRA's and would cover 2 employees and would allow me to have security detail in a place that this body has already leaked to my conspiracy theorists.
Oh, it's my conspiracy theorists that are against me going to France now. How wild is that? How wild is that? It's the conspiracy nuts that are stopping me from going to France now. Like I said, the more I listen to this woman talk, the more I'm certain that she's a Democrat.
So motion to approve international travel to Paris, France for 2 staff members from the county judge's office for $11,650 from June 8th through 15th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion fails 3 to 2.
Okay. This woman, I mean, so obviously, you know, I mean, we all have to keep an eye on our county commissioners now. And where the, you know, before we never really, hey, morning data. Before we never really had to worry about, or at least I never had to really worry about my county commissioners. I mean, most of them are local businessmen and women that run their own businesses. But now I see, you know, after watching these county commission, yeah, you would expect places like Los Angeles and San Francisco, Chicago, New York, you know, these big cities, these big towns, you would expect this kind of crap from them. But to see it happening in a county like, in a smaller county, like Harris County, Texas, you know, but then again, you know, look what happened up in Dalton, there's a Dalton, Illinois. The mayor that had the Nate the lawyer just was on it all the time about the shenanigans this mayor was doing. Took a town and a county that were actually had surpluses, had money in the bank, and she's all but bankrupted. I mean, to the point that they couldn't even make payments on their vehicles that they bought. But they made a big deal about this woman becoming mayor because youngest mayor the town's ever had, the first black female mayor the town's ever had. And they made her county, head of the county also. She wasn't paying her rent. She was getting evicted. She's making $250 million a year, and she's getting evicted because she wasn't paying her rent. But anyway, so I guess the lesson to be learned here is even these small towns and smallish towns and counties need to start paying attention on what their county commissioners and their mayors are planning on doing with their taxpayer dollars. I mean, well, it's only $13,000. Well, yeah, but your town's over $1 million in debt. It's like the people whining about, well, why can't we buy condoms for the Mozambique on the taxpayer dollar? Because we're $36 trillion in debt. Well, it only costs, that only costs, and this only costs, and pretty soon it adds up. It's like Trump's budget. I'm not understanding how he's putting this in. I haven't had time to sit down and finagle my way through his big, beautiful bill. But how in the hell is he putting us another $2 trillion in debt? That's not supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be going the other direction. But, yeah, who eat who? So, anyway. Okay, let's see. And that's as much as I had a chance to get ready for this morning. Because, like I said, I got baking that bread and things, trying to get that bread baked this morning for before the stream started. Let's see here. For anybody that missed the beginning of the show, Disney, there's rumors flying around that Disney is removing American flags. That's not true. The original rumor started back in 2023. And it wasn't true then, and it's just resurrected like a damn zombie. It's come up out of nowhere. So, okay, so that's a story on that. Well, that's why, okay. I don't care about that. Holy crap. Remember yesterday I was telling you about that software program that tried to blackmail? Well, it turns out that it wasn't just trying to blackmail the staff. We found instances of the model attempting to write soft propaganding worms, fabricating legal documentation, and leaving hidden notes to future instances of itself in an effort to undermine its developers' intentions. Good Lord, have mercy. This is a damn, virtual intelligence. That's outrageous. I tell you, I'm not lying when I say, whereas we used to say, okay, pictures or didn't happen. And then everybody started photoshopping the photographs and got so good you had a hard time telling the Photoshop from the real thing. So then went, okay, I need audio and video. Well, now they can fake your voice audio don't matter anymore. And video now, I mean, they've even got it down where the video is almost perfect. This is nuts. How do you tell anything the truth anymore? How do you tell one side from another? Did I show you all the video yesterday of Macron's wife hitting him in the face? Did that happen did I show you that during the stream or not? You could switch actresses' heads. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm going to block you. Okay, let me see if I can find the video again. Macron getting slapped. Okay. Here's the first one I popped up. Get past the ads. Okay, watch right up here. See, And then they bring the hostess over to block it. And now he takes and offers his arm to his wife, and she refuses to. Oh, they're not showing him coming down the plane. Let's see if they show it when it goes come down the boarding thing there. He goes to offer her arm and he won't take it. She won't take it. I am going to say this. That woman has got the scrawniest legs I've ever seen on somebody that was still able to walk. Those legs are literally toothpicks or toothpick-like. That's scary how skinny those legs are. So anyway, yep. Those when I saw them legs, it's like you've got to be kidding me. Them things are too tiny to hold anybody up. Okay, I don't need that one anymore. And let's see what else is going on. I really don't. Oh, Tommy Robinson got out of jail? Okay. 4 hours ago, supposedly. According to Adam Kreigler, Tommy Robinson has been freed from prison. I wonder what he was in there for this time. There's another scare tactic going out here about Trump's FEMA. How Trump's FEMA is starting to withdrawing funding. One thing we got to remember when we see that ad, see the lefties pushing that, Harry Sisson and such, and crew, Dean Parker. The FEMA is always covered, is required by law to cover 100% for the first 180 days after a natural disaster. Starting the 181st day, they cover 90%, leaving 10% for the state and local governments to cover. And then for another 180 days, after another 180 days, they drop it a bit more. So for 6 months, They cover 100%. Oh, what happened to the FEMA camps data? Those all disappeared. They all disappeared. So, Scott Adams, creator Dilbert, has stage 4 prostate cancer. Wow, that's doom. I'm just looking through to see if there's anything else that we can that pull up to talk about. And really, like I said, I really didn't have time to pull up a whole lot of things. I mean, racism is racism is racism still being called out there. You know, uh, mostly right now most of the racism I see now, though, is not white on black, but it's black on white. I got bumped from a stream the other night because I refused to say YT people. I spelled out white. And they bumped me from that, threw me from the stream because on this stream it's YT. We don't use white. And then even worse, I capitalized it. So, you know, that was a big no-no. They didn't like that. More people got thrown out of a study center, sort of like a multicultural center, because they were white. Enough people come over and start yelling at them and such that they left because they're white. Yeah, that rebel me, you know. Well, I mean, if you want me to do BK for black people, I'll use YT for white, but it's amazing how YouTube and TikTok and these other channels, other places. I haven't seen it really so much on X. Allow anti-white, anti-Christian rhetoric. But as soon as anything that may be construed as anti-gay or anti-black, you know, you're censored. One of these days, I'm going to, if I'd had time this morning, I was going to pull up all my tweets, or all, not tweets, but all my comments between YouTube and TikTok that have been deleted because supposedly I violated terms of service. The one that got me the most was a video of a bunch of kids misbehaving. And, you know, it was like, and they're all different children, but really seriously misbehaving, throwing temper tantrums in public. And my comment was, you know, they'd all felt the palm of my hand against the seat of their britches. That's all I said. And my post was taken down for endorsing violence, endorsing domestic violence. Domestic violence and child abuse. You have got to be kidding me. had another one that's commenting on a college kid doing one of these 25 against one with Jordan Peterson. And the 20 against one or 25 against one, whatever it is, where they wave the little red flags. And one of them, this one college kid's there debating Jordan Peterson about capitalism. And my comment on that was, youngsters, too damn book smart, too damn dumb life smart. And that got pulled for just in general violating terms of service. And it was a white kid with red hair, if I remember right, that I made the comment about. So I didn't even do it against a black or brown kid. Undercover Brother. Wasn't that a movie years ago there, Digi? Yeah. 2020, back in 2002. I've never seen it either. I burned out on the black exploitation movies years ago. The film begins with the backstory of how the African American culture's popularity with the American public began to decline in the 1980s, when style and originality began to lose appeal in the public eye due to the persistence of the man, a powerful Caucasian man in control of a secret organization that seeks to undermine African communities as well as the cultures of other minorities. Wow. The Brotherhood, a secret organization that battles the man's influence. Okay. I'm going to be honest. That's not something that's that's in my wheelhouse for watching. Y'all go. I mean, somebody wants to watch and they find it's a good movie. More power to them. Not everything is for everyone. There's stuff out there that just like, yeah. How did that happen to come about? Bright on I have no idea what's Bright on Netflix. Okay, well, whatever it is, it's what, in season 3, so Samurai Soul. Human cop and his orc partner. Nah. Wasn't that originally a movie? Sort of a spin-off of The original Alien Nation movie and TV series with the original movie, man, he just died too. Oh man, why can't I think of his name? And he just, I mean, the movie was fantastic. The TV series was good. James Caan. James Caan was in the movie, and the TV series was pretty good also. But the movie was really great. I really enjoyed the movie. I've watched it several times. I don't know why I always have a hard time remembering James Caan's name, but he is such an explosive. He was such an explosive actor. Um, the first movie I ever really remember watching him in was Rollerball, the original Rollerball movie. And that was a fun movie. Don't watch the remake Rollerball. Get the original one, James Caan. The remake. I watched it. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It's like the sequels to Starship Trooper. The original movie was great. Well, not really. The original movie was fun to watch if you'd never read the book. If you'd read the book, the original movie actually sucked because the director actually admitted that he never read the book, didn't want to read the book, didn't want to know what the book was about because he was making his own movie. And he completely twisted the plot lines of the book. So if you watch Starship Trooper and read the book and you get confused about the two, you've got every right to get confused. Because the director for the movie said he wanted nothing to do with the book itself. Yeah, you're right. At least he was honest about it. It just sucked that he destroyed an absolutely wonderful book by making a movie that. I mean, now have I enjoyed the movie? Yes, but would I watch it again? No, absolutely not. I would not watch it again. I mean, watch the. Let me. I haven't watched it probably in about 10 years. So, I mean, I'll probably pull it out and watch it again someday. But I just haven't watched it in so long it's not funny. So, well, I really hate to say it, but at this point, I'm grasping for anything to talk about. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream. Because, like I said, I didn't have time to really do a whole heck of a lot today. Because I was trying to get this bread baked. My favorite thing, Stephen L. Miller, my favorite thing about Jake Tapper's Golly Gee Shucks, I missed Biden was a vegetable tour is Alex Thompson's frozen stare. Yeah, this whole mess with Tapper pretending that, oh, I just missed it. I guess I should have spent more time. A lying piece of dog dirt. So, all right. Well, everybody, try to have a good day. I'll be back on Thursday. Tomorrow will be, I'll be half asleep and even worse of a stream tomorrow as it was today. So, y'all have a good one. See you on Thursday. Unless earth shattering news happens. As always, be with the ones you love and love the